Hello students, next we are entering into a very important topic of the first module, which is the robot anatomy. When we talk about robot anatomy, basically we are talking about the anatomy of a manipulator, which is what? Which is basically a robotic arm. We are not talking about aerial robot, legged robot, wheeled robot. We are only talking about a robotic arm because basics of robotics is concerned with just robotic arms. Okay. So a robot as a system consists of a manipulator or rover. Sometimes it's also called as rover, but I will not call it that. A wrist and end effector, actuators, sensors, controllers, processors, and software. Together, all of this, the manipulator, which is also called as rover, a wrist, an end effector, actuators, sensors, controllers, processors, and software. This together makes a robotic arm. Okay. Robotic manipulators are composed of links connected by joints into a kinematic chain. So, what is a link and what is a joint? So, I already told you if I am going to draw a robotic arm, so I may have a base onto which a link is connected, and then on that there is a second joint on which there is a second link connected, and to that there is maybe a wrist connected, and that wrist is maybe having a tool. Okay, so this is the base, this is the shoulder, this is the elbow, generally called as elbow, and this is the wrist. And then the wrist is connected with a tool, and that tool is sometimes also called as an end effector. An end effector. So one by one, how do we define them? Okay. So link, a robot arm or robot link is a rigid member. So what is the meaning of rigid member? Rigid member means it is very uh, strong. It is rigid. It does not change its shape. Because once you are having a link which is not very strong and it's going to change its shape, then the accuracy of the accuracy of the tool will matter a lot. So the accuracy won't be good. So the link should be a rigid piece of uh, metal or any other material, but it should be rigid. Rigid means one which does not deform under pressure. Okay, that may have relative motion with respect to other links. So this may have a different motion with respect to this. Okay, so it may have a relative motion with respect to other links. So that is what is a robot link. What is the joint? Joint is when you are having two links that are connected by a joint. Okay, so you are having two links. So for example, you are having two links. This is the first link and this is the second link, and both of them are connected by a joint. Okay, now not always the case might be that you are having the joint to be actuated. Actuated means what? Actuate is to provide power. To provide movement, you need to provide some power there. So if I connect a motor there, then I will say that then this joint is actuated. Okay, this joint is actuated. ACCTUAT, actuated. So to actuate means to basically give a power. So you may have a joint which is not actuated or which is actuated. So if you have a joint which is actuated means there is a motor connected there, and the motor is basically turning the joint. So it is basically turning the joint. Sometimes they may not be a motor there, it might be just a simple joint, and with the movement of one of the joints the other joint is moving. Okay, so there can be actuated and non-actuated joints. Anyway, most of the joints that we are generally talking of, they will be having either a revolute, or what is called as a rotary, or it may have a translatory, which is also called as prismatic movement. Okay, so the joint may be either a revolute joint or it may be a prismatic joint. For example, so suppose if I am having a link here and I am having another joint here, another link here, and there is a joint. Now the movement of this may be in this direction. Okay, so this is a this is a rotary joint. Why? Because it is moving in an angular fashion. So whenever you are having the movement in an angular fashion, it is called as a rotary motion. And whenever you are having, so suppose if this is a link, this is a joint, first it is here, when it moves in this direction, so it may come here, again it moves in this direction, it may come here. So like that you will see that this total thing moves in an angular fashion. Okay, that is a rotary joint, or simply called as a revolute joint. So you must remember these words, revolute. Okay, and what is prismatic? Prismatic movement means it's a translatory movement. What is the meaning of a translatory movement? See, all of you might have seen cupboards, not cupboards, let's say kitchen drawers. Okay, the kitchen drawer will have a handle, and when you pull the kitchen drawer from that handle, this thing will slowly slide out, isn't it? The drawer will basically slide out. So what is the movement direction? The direction of movement is like this. How is this movement happening? See, if you would go inside, you will find out that there is a rail which is fixed. Okay, and there are wheels on top of it, and then there is another rail which is sliding over this wheels. So as this one slides in this direction, this moves forward. So the movement is not angular in fashion, but it is in forward or backward, or you can say outside or inside, outside or inside. That is basically a prismatic joint. This kind of a joint is basically a prismatic joint. Okay, so that joint will move in a direction which is translatory, or it will translate, or it will move in a straight direction, not in an angular direction. Let's look at some of the images. Okay, for example, here we are having a revolute joint. Okay, so a revolute joint, this is the joint. Okay, and you are having the direction moving in this. Sometimes it is also drawn like this. How do we draw it? Because you should learn how to draw it. So you are having a joint which is represented by a cylinder, and there is a link connecting that cylinder, and that cylinder is having a connection like this, and this is moving in angular fashion. Okay, and that is what is drawn here. Okay, that's a revolute joint. It's like a hinge and allows relative motion between two links. So what is the relative motion? The relative motion is basically, it's an angular motion. Whereas a prismatic joint is just like this. It's a sliding, going inside outside, which actually we draw it something like this. So this, there's a cube kind of structure, and there is, so this is a cube, and there is a front face of that cube coming out, and you have attached some link here, and there is another link attached to the cube. So basically this separation is what provides the translatory motion. Okay, so it's just like this particular phase is moving out of the cube. Okay, So that is basically a prismatic joint. These are the main two joints, revolute joint and prismatic joint. The rotation of the connected links by a revolute joint occurs about a line which is called as the axis of joint. For example, here this will be the axis of joint. This will be the axis of joint. Why? Because along this axis, perpendicular to this axis only the movement goes. So this will be the axis of a revolute joint. Okay, so again look what is written here about a line called axis of joint. Okay, also the translation of two connected links by a prismatic joint occurs along a line. So what is the important word to look here is about a line, and for the prismatic joint it is along a line. What is the difference? See, about a line means you are having a line like this, the axis is like this, and the movement is about it. It's just like, just like you imagine there is a pole and there is a small boy, and that small boy is basically walking by, catching one end of his hands. He's catching the pole with one end of his hands, he's catching the pole, and he is moving around in circles. So we will say that the boy is moving about the pole or about a pole. It's moving around. So it is moving. So what happens in a revolute joint is you are having the axis, and the link is moving about the axis of joint. So this is called as the axis of joint. Whereas in prismatic joint, it is moving along a line, not about a line, it is moving along a line. So here the axis is like this, and you can see the motion is also in that direction. It is not about as in the case of revolute joint, but it is in the same direction as the axis. Okay, so the axis of joint of a prismatic joint, the translation will take place in that direction, whereas in case of revolute joint it will move about. Okay, so what is important to learn here is the axis of joint. The value of the single coordinate describing the relative position of the two is basically called as the joint coordinate, or more importantly joint variable. So when you hear the word joint variable, it is talking about this theta here, or it is talking about this distance, let's say dx here. So this is the displacement. Okay, so this is the joint variable, this is the movement. So if this has moved, let's say 5 centimeters, then I will say that this is a prismatic joint, and this prismatic joint has a joint variable currently means at this time. At this time the joint variable value is 5 centimeters. For the case of revolute joint, I will say that the current joint variable is having a value of theta is equal to 90 degree. So be very careful of what is the meaning of joint coordinate or joint variable. So every joint will have a joint variable. Okay, and that joint variable is an angle for revolute joint, and it's a distance for a prismatic joint. Next, so again it's shown here. So there will be a link attached to this one, and there will be another link attached to this one, and this will be freely moving around, just like the hinge of a door or hinge of a window. This will be basically moving in angular about the axis of the joint, whereas in prismatic this one will be moving inside or outside. Okay, it will be moving inside or outside. That's the case of a prismatic joint. Now we are going to come to the actuated and non-actuated joint, which are also called as the active joint or a passive joint. So what is the meaning of active joint? The coordinate on an active joint is controlled by an actuator. I think I previously told the spelling as ACT. Let me look if I have said it wrong. It was double C I told. It's not double C, it's a single C. Okay. So actuator. Okay. It's controlled by an actuator. Actuator means a motor or something that gives power to that joint. That is called as a actuator. So when you are having a joint which is controlled by an actuator, you call it as an active joint. And the active joints are mostly prismatic or revolute. Either of the two. It will be either a prismatic joint or it will be a revolute joint. So you might be asking, what are the other kinds of joint? There are other kinds of joint that we are coming next. Okay. Next is the passive joint. Passive joint means it does not have any actuator. There is nothing that will basically move the joint, and so it's called as a passive joint. Now you might be asking, what is the use of such a joint? Okay, let me draw a structure. Okay, suppose you have this kind of a structure. Okay, and there is a very heavy thing that is here. Okay, there is some very heavy load that is here, some very heavy load. Okay, now you know that if you want to, if this is connected to the base or to the ground, you know that if you want to hold it properly, or if you want to make a movement, you should have an angular movement here and you should have an angular movement here. Okay, but if there is a motor connected here and here, there is no issue. But if this is very, very heavy, if this load is very, very heavy, then it will be really difficult for the motor to move this. So what we will do, just look at this one. We will have another, let's say, a link which is fixed to the ground. Okay, and the movement of this one up or down will basically move this one. So at that time, even if I am not going to keep any motor here, this will basically support and it will bend. Why will it bend? Because of the movement here, this joint will basically bend. Okay, so if you would look into a JCB, just go and look into a JCB. A JCB has, a JCB looks, let's say there is something here, and then in the end there is a claw. Okay, there is a claw like this, and there is no joint here. There is a joint here, but there is no motor here. Instead of that, there is a kind of piston here, and that piston is connected to the back of this claw, and it's the piston that moves, and the claw makes this particular movement because there is a joint here. Okay, that's why when the piston moves here, you are having a movement going in this direction. So this joint is not having any piston, or it's not having any motor there. Instead, the power is provided by this one. So this, we will say that this is a passive joint, but this is not a passive joint. This cylinder, this hydraulic cylinder, is not a passive joint. It is what is providing the power, isn't it? So that we will call it as a active joint. So there can be active joint and there can be passive joints. Now passive joints are also called inactive or free joints. Okay, they are also called inactive or free joints. So these are the main joints, prismatic or revolute, and we are having 6 lower pair of joints, again out of which there are revolute, prismatic, and then we are having something called as cylindrical joint, screw joint, spherical joint, and planar joint. Let's see what they are. Okay, let's see what they are. So here you are having a revolute joint. So as you can see, this is the axis and this is the joint. So you are having a revolute joint. This is something that we have studied. Even the prismatic one we have studied. Okay, what is a helical joint? A helical joint is when you are having a screw kind of a structure. So you know that a screw is not like a nail, but it has a groove which basically winds up, isn't it? So that kind of a helical screw structure is there, and when this link moves, this link does not move only in this direction, but it slowly moves up also. It slowly moves up, not in an angular fashion. this movement is translatory, whereas this one is in angular fashion. So slowly as you rotate from here, it will slowly climb up. That is called as a helical joint. Okay. Or you may have a cylindrical joint. What happens in a cylindrical joint is that you are having a movement in this direction, which is angular in nature, only 360 degree. And if you want to move here, there is another joint here which basically provides direction of movement in this direction or bottom direction. So that's a cylindrical joint. Okay, so it's again a combination of revolute and prismatic together. That is called as a cylindrical one. Or you will have a universal joint. In a universal joint, what you have is basically two joints. The first joint is basically moving in revolute direction like this. Another, the revolute direction is also revolute, but its direction, or what do we say, the axis of rotation is perpendicular to the previous axis of the joint. So if you look at the axis of the first joint, so the revolute movement is along this direction, whereas the second joint is connected perpendicular to it. That is, the axis is connected perpendicular to it, because of which the movement is in, again it's a revolute movement, but its movement is in 90 degrees to the previous. So that is called as a universal joint. And finally you have this ball and socket arrangement, which is called as a spherical joint, wherein you have a cup and there is a ball, and that ball is having the second link, and basically this can move in any which direction. Best example of this is your shoulder joint. If you would consider this as your arm and this as your shoulder, okay, so the shoulder also has this ball and socket arrangement, wherein you can basically move this link up and down, because the ball basically slides inside the cup. It slides inside the cup. So that's basically a spherical joint. Okay, so these are the 6 different joints, out of which revolute and prismatic are the main joints. Okay, thank you.